Welcome to the boating adventure. Well, a very good morning to you. It is Thursday, the 15th of February 2024, and I'm up and about early today because I'm off to the National Exhibition Centre in Birmingham for the Boat Life exhibition. So I'll see you when I get there. Okay, so here I am at the NEC. I got here just in time. The traffic was quite appalling getting here. So it took me a couple of hours, but I managed to get here for the opening. And this is the boat that I really wanted to come and look at. This is a Viking 20, and this is in the inland waterways section, which I want to have a really good look round. But I was trying to look for a cruiser that wasn't too expensive, that is new and will fit all the requirements. So I hope to have a look at this. I haven't seen a representative around at the moment, but as soon as there is, I'll try and get on board and do a little review of it. So this is labelled as a new Viking 20. Fairly standard design for a cruiser, as you would expect. Here are the details of the Viking 20. So its length is 19.7, so it's around about the same length as a swamp duck, and it's the beam that I find interesting. It's 7.5, so it is about 7 inches wider, which could cause a little bit of a problem on some of the very narrow locks. It says it has a 20 horsepower Mariner outboard, but it's actually fitted with a 15 horsepower Mariner outboard, and you can see the price tag on it today is £32,950. So we'll try and see what we get for our money. Okay, so we'll start at the back of the boat here, at the stern. We've got a little rescue ladder here, I would call it anyway. Very handy. That's something I would like to install on the swamp duck, if I can find room to do it. A proper little stainless steel ladder. It's been on my wish list a little while. Okay, so here's the engine compartment. As I say, it's fitted with a Mariner 15, although it does say it comes with a 20. Pretty standard layout there. Not quite sure how you would gain access to that other than leaning over the side. Maybe there is some way from inside, don't know. You've got a pole starter there, which is really in the way. So it's pretty standard layout here in the back. Some comfy seats. And it's obviously it's on the left hand side rather than the right. It's got all the standard equipment. There's a fire extinguisher, and we've got a cable there for emergency stop, and we've got the controller, and that's about it as far as controls. We've got some lighting there, quite nicely finished in this wood here, veneer. Quite simple. It does have a canopy with it, and it fits to this windscreen. The windscreen doesn't look like it folds down any, so you're stuck with that height. Now, so I guess the captain's chair would go here, so there would be a chair. Okay, so there's some costumes here if you wanted to buy this on some sort of finance. There's a Boat Life special offer. So you need a deposit of £8,238. So you're borrowing £24,713. And over 3 years that's £835. And over 10 years it's £379 and bits in between. Okay, so the battery box is at the back here underneath the seat. And there's a nice cut-off switch there. Just the one battery by the look of it. And the fuel locker is underneath the seat, I assume. Okay, so it's a little bit dark in here, if you can see, but it's got the V berth at the front, which would probably convert into a double. Probably a board that slots in this space here. And then you've got a seating area here, which would probably convert into a single or a very cozy double. And then you've got the galley on the other side, sink, and a pump tap there by the look of it. And cupboards underneath, pots and pans. Plenty of storage. Then there's a few little hidey holes. There's one underneath this seat. Very big storage space there. Quite good. Oops. The cushions are a bit loose. And then there's another storage space here. So there's actually quite a lot of cupboard space, albeit a little bit on the floor. There's one behind here, don't know what's on that. I think that's to the controls. Oh no, it's just a little bit of storage. A little bit of storage there. And then we've got the toilet area. It is just a toilet, although, yeah, it doesn't look as though there's any provision for a shower or anything like that. It's very basic. A Thetford toilet. At least there's room to get in there and close the door. And it has a light. On the front here you've got storage underneath the seat, so you could put your bedding in there, I suppose. And I think there's a water tank. It's one of the plastic sort of water tanks that you can have fitted at the front of the boat. Saves a lot of space. Oh yeah, that board there will make the bed up. And presumably there's some more space on this side. So there's a lot of storage space in here, quite discreet. And it's all nicely lined with a sort of carpet interior. Can't see any heating or anything like that. There's no little luxuries in that sense. You've got your carbon monoxide detector there. So for the £32,000 you've got a fair sized boat, quite roomy, but you're going to have to add a lot of things. There's no solar power, There's got a heater. So there's quite a lot of things to add on to it. The view out the front is not terrific. You've just got this escape hatch really. Okay, so this is the sales leaflet for it, 32,950, and that includes your VAT. Fuel type, petrol stroke electric. Accommodation, 3 guests, length 6.1 meters. And that just gives some of the other boats that they've got here, a Viking 26 and the Viking 275, and obviously they're a lot more money. But I was just interested in seeing this one as it's more of a starter boat really, if you've got the £32,000 to start. Okay, that just says deck lights and navigation lights. There may even be a horn there. I think the horn is actually like a car, it's in the steering wheel. And you've got a little light here. Got a navigation light on the front there, tunnel light. And it's quite nicely finished, the mouldings here. And you got your double ventilation here. So apart from this boat, you won't find anything else in the sort of lower cruiser range, a cruiser that you might want to easily use on the canals, like the Swamp Duck. This is the closest I'm going to get. So let's imagine that you've bought one of these for £32,950. That's the basics. You're going to have to add quite a lot of equipment to it. But the next thing you need to think about is where you're going to put it. So I'm going to have a look around and see if there's any information on moorings and marinas roundabout. Okay, so I've had a chat with the representative of Tingdean, which is part of the company which is selling this Viking 20, which has been designed as a sort of like starter boat. And I was asking about the price of marinas. And depending on the area, you're talking of around about £2,000. And then on top of that, you're going to have other costs like your licenses and insurances. One of the things that he did confirm to me is that because of the size of it being 7.5, it's just a little bit too much for the narrow canals. Most narrow canals, you're looking at 6.10. If you go over 6.10, then there is a worry you're not going to get through the locks. And there are certain canals, the Oxford Canal, the locks on there are very narrow. So I don't think you do it. I know I've seen people try to get this type of craft through those canals, and they've just ended up getting stuck and having to back out. So that would be a worry. So I haven't actually found a cruiser which would fit all of the locks like the Swamp Duck will. Yeah, quite famous actually. I just got accosted and had my photograph taken. So I'm going to have a look now to see what else you could purchase that's a fairly reasonable cost that would get you out and about on the water. If you look around this exhibition, there are some really swish boats that, you know, go into the millions. That's not what I'm really interested in, because I haven't got the millions. So I'm really just looking at this from the point of view, if you really wanted to just start out in boating and you didn't want to buy an old wreck like the Swamp Duck and do it up, but you actually wanted to buy something new. Okay, so I'm going to the other end of the hall because I know that's where the sort of water sports section is. So I'm going to be having a look to see what they've got in the way of kayaks and surfboards and that kind of thing, which is another way of getting yourself out on the water. Okay, so what do we think of the show so far? Okay, so I've come to the other end of the hall here to have a look, see what there is in the other end of the scale, and we've got here some paddle boards, and we'll have a look at those. If you do manage to watch this video to the end and are thinking of going to the NEC this weekend, then at the end of the video there is a promotional code which you can use when ordering your tickets online, and that will get you some discount. So there's an interesting tomahawk kayak. It's quite interesting. It's quite a nice boat. It's quite sturdy actually. Let's have a look at it. So it's got 3 air chambers, it's 14.5 foot long. And it's really just built for 2 people. It's quite nice. It's very solid. So that's the new Tomahawk Air C, a revolutionary inflatable canoe. Okay, so this is a company that I've looked at before. It's called Ryber, and fairly close by to me. Yeah, I think they're at Clay Cross. So these are all hard shell ones, and this one's £275. This is another two-man kayak, £649 today. Inflatable, rock solid.
This is the same technology. Yeah, just the
It's got 3 inflation points there.
So these have blown up to 10 to 12 psi, whereas say something like kayak there, which is only 1.5 meters, something that's a banana, whereas this track's really like a solid kayak. Yeah, technology is different inside. So that outside is actually started to support these 2 years ago. Getting it right to the end. If you don't, then it could get more people underneath. You can't roll it, right? There's quite a lot of rigidity back from the stern. But what happens is that when you deflate it, it folds into the middle, and then the other end folds in.
Okay, so as usual, it's quite a long way around this exhibition, so time for a cup of tea. I think on the whole, I don't think there are quite as many of the high-end boats here this year. In previous years, there's been some really very large cruisers, really, way over £1 million. Nothing much like that here this year. It's all very much inland waterways and coastal waters, that kind of thing. So the next thing I'm going to do once I've had my tea is to have a quick wander around, have a look at anything that catches my eye, really. I've been leaving my little cards around in strategic places in the hope that somebody might pick them up. I had 1 or 2 people who have already said they've looked at the channel as I've been wandering around. So you never know, I might pick up a few subscribers. Anyway, come to a boat exhibition and pick up some products to clean your suite with. Looking forward to getting this on the leather sofa at home and making it look like new. Okay, so apparently this one is going to be turning up at Sawley fairly soon because the people that have bought it are having it put in there. So I definitely will probably be going past it at some stage. So I've driven about 3 hours. It's just coming up to 1 o'clock, and I think it's time to go and find some lunch and then head off back home and try and get this video out as soon as I can. So if I've got any promotional codes amongst all these leaflets and bags that I've been given, I can at least share so that you might be able to get a little bit of discount off your ticket if you book it in advance. I'm sure you'll find those codes anyway on online. If you go on Facebook and go on to Boat Life, you'll get all sorts of companies that are trying to encourage you to come, and you can pick up all sorts of discounted tickets. So I hope you've enjoyed that video. Thank you very much for watching, and as always, do take care.